Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Armored Warfare replay. I am your host, the Mighty Bjorn, and today I am platooned with Prime Optimus, who is running in Centauro 155, Rexall, who is a member of my battalion, and he is running the Tier 9 Challenger 2, and Hobo Train, who is also a fellow streamer, and he is running the Leopard 2A6, and I am running the Tier 10 Premium Altay that you can get from the Warlords of the Wasteland Battle Path. And this tank is actually not very bad at all. It's a pretty interesting machine. Let's give some history about the vehicle, and I'll talk more about the vehicle. So the Altay is an indigenous Turkey project from in Turkey. It is developed by Otokar with technological input from Hyundai. Precision, which is the company that deals with the K1A1 and the K2 Black Panther. This tank is heavily influenced by the K2 Black Panther. It is named after, and please forgive me, I'm probably going to butcher this. Ferhern Ritin Altay, who commanded the 5th Cavalry Corps during the final stages of the Turkish War of Independence. The Altay weighs in at 65 tons. The design process started in 2008, with the first prototype being delivered in 2016. The Altay has composite armor and has been armed with a 120 millimeter smoothbore L55 cannon, which is it's more or less it's a license-built version of a Rematal. The cannon is indigenous, but it's not technically their design. As you can see here, I'm getting some shots on a T-15. This is actually with a pure heat loadout too. I want to throw that out there. The vehicle is quite dangerous. It has a hydropneumatic suspension, which you see me use it a bit. Right now I have the suspension down, but you can adjust the ride height of the suspension. Most of the time I keep the suspension down to help protect my lower glacis a bit. The Altay in game is powered by a BAE Systems 1800 horsepower engine. It's a hybrid engine. However, currently that I'm aware of, they are being powered by a 1500 horsepower supercharged diesel. There is plans to actually equip these things with an 1800 horsepower engine, a hybrid engine. It is an indigenous engine design, but from what I can tell, information-wise, it hasn't been officially adopted yet for the Altay. Now, what you saw me do there was re-raise my suspension to get additional ride height and gun depression so I can peek over this hill. I'm obviously trying to keep my vehicle hauled down, which is very important. Keep it hauled down. Currently, there are only 4 prototypes that exist. However, the Turkish military has already ordered 1,000, and the plan is to have them delivered in batches of 250. With older models being upgraded as batches are delivered. So there you go. That's pretty much, per se, the current history of the Altay. There's not a whole lot there. As I said, it's still in prototype stage. It hasn't been officially adopted yet. The plan looks like 2020 is when they plan to officially adopt the Altay. Now to talk about the vehicle here, it does have a hydropneumatic suspension. You can adjust the ride height. With the ride height down, you still have pretty good gun depression. The tank itself, the gun depression is actually very excellent. However, if you jack the ride height up, by raising the ride height, I can actually get a little bit of extra gun depression. And I can also attack from positions that other tanks cannot attack from. Now, to put in perspective here, with the suspension up, it is actually just slightly taller than a Challenger 2. However, with the suspension down, it's as low, if not a little bit lower, than an M1 Abrams. So it's a pretty low sitting vehicle with the suspension down. As you can see, I got the suspension back down. And like I said, the reason I do this is to keep the essentially keep the target area small, make it a little harder to hit my lower glacis plate. Right now I'm pumping some shots in this Terminator 2 here. The gun wise, it doesn't feel accuracy. It feels pretty good. However, the aim time isn't the best. Neither is firing on the move. I would recommend that every time you do fire with the Altay that you at least come to a slight halt and let it aim a little bit, then pull the trigger. It's got a 5-shot ready rack system. Makes the vehicle actually pretty dangerous. It can actually clip out those 5 rounds very quickly. However, once the clip is empty, the magazine is empty, it takes roughly 8 seconds per shot. To keep in mind that the M1 Abrams, it has a 2-shot ready rack. When the ready rack is empty, it takes about it's like 5.5 seconds per shot with my current crew and layout on the XM1A3. And that's with the 120 millimeter gun, not the 140. The tank itself, it's very mobile. Fuel range isn't bad. I mean, essentially, it's a lot of this tank isn't bad. It's got a hard shot kill system. There we go. Set that Bradley on fire and finish him off with another shot. And it's I think it's a pretty cool looking vehicle. The one thing that's interesting is you really can't hear any engine sound. And that's due with the fact of the hybrid suspension. Oh, this isn't good. I got a T-14 in front of me. And this carries 48 rounds of ammunition. The AP ammunition does have pretty good penetration. However, I'm a bit of a heat spam and meme lord, and I like to spam out my heat. And it makes killing some targets a bit harder, but it's still quite fun. So right now I got a lot of targets spotted around the corner here, and my team is moving up, and we're fighting them into a pocket right now.
Identify target.
But yeah, all in all, it's a solid machine. Honestly, yeah, I'll wait till towards the end of the video. I'll give you my full opinion about the vehicle and everything. But yeah, so we're just going to focus on the replay here right now. Shooting up some lieutenants here. I got some teammates giving some help, putting some more shots down range. Tried to shoot the XM1A3's weak spot, but that can be a tricky spot to hit when he's moving. There we go. Put another round into his weak spot there. So as you can see, I mean, this vehicle it's quite dangerous. It works very well for PvE. I honestly still have yet to try it out in PvE or PvP. I'm very, very curious about its PvP performance, especially in a setting like Global Ops. Oops, spotted a Leopard 2AX. There we go. Get a shot on that XM1A3. There we go. Shot on the Merkava. Now there, I actually had to use a kit to replenish my ammo. Yeah, 48 shots of ammo, and I actually ran through all of them. There we go, another shot in the XM1A3 Lieutenant. And there we go, there's the victory. Thank God for the sound glitch. So we'll just pause that, and we're going to pull up the results here. So here we go. I did over 24,000 damage. Got myself a blue star. So obviously did pretty well, and made a total of made over 400,000 credits in profit, and over 12,000 experience points. I mean, tier 10 premium, it pays out pretty good. Top damage overall and top spotting. So yeah, very good game in the Altay. This is actually one of my earlier games in the Altay. Now, what can I say about the machine? The tank, honestly, it feels pretty good. It seems like a very solid machine. The one problem I have with the machine, though, is the absolute crazy grind to unlock the machine. I personally, I don't know if the grind is really worth it. Let me be honest here, as a CC, I was given some battle coins to help ease the grind for the Altay, and I did grind out some of the Altay. And basically, getting the battle coins through the CC program, all that really did for me was just make it so I had it a few weeks sooner. It is quite a long grind to get this tank, and I see why. And honestly, I think the vehicle is really good. I actually hope to see it maybe for sale, so the people who wants the Altay but couldn't get the Altay can get it at a later date. I just hope they decide to sell the vehicle outright and not do some crazy loot crate bullshit like they keep wanting to do. But there you go. That's my opinion about the Altay. I feel it's a good machine. I just don't feel... it just feels like a lifetime achievement award just to earn the thing, though. But so there you go. There's the replay. I hope you enjoyed the replay. And I will see you all again sometime.